Teresa Nuzo, our beloved mother, pray for us always to God. She left for us a charism, charity, simplicity, and humility.
At the heart of the East African country Kenya, a group of devoted Catholic religious women have dedicated their lives to faith, service and education. They are the Daughters of the Sacred Heart. This congregation was founded on November 21st, 1903 by the humble yet strong-willed Maltese woman, the servant of God Maria Teresa Nuzo, at the Nuzo Institute in Hamran in the southern part of Europe. As the sisters prepare to celebrate over a century of their achievements, their unwavering commitment will undoubtedly light the path for generations to come.
On 2nd of December 2023 is a great day for Daughters of the Sacred Heart. We will be celebrating 120 years since our congregation was founded, Daughters of the Sacred Heart. During the same occasion, we'll be celebrating 100 years of promotion to glory of our Mother Foundress, servant of God, Mother Maria Teresa Nuzo, whom we have been praying for the successful process of our canonization. And during the same occasion, we thank God for our 6 sisters who will be celebrating their silver jubilee. And we appreciate who they are and their journey. At the same time, we have 6 also of our young sisters who will be taking their perpetual vows, thanking God for the journey they have made and appreciating the formators and all those spiritual directors, all those who have journeyed and accompanied all those sisters. We appreciate everyone and we thank God for your presence and we welcome you to celebrate with us.
I want to take this chance to welcome each and every one of you to celebrate with us, to pray with us, to thank God for those many years of grace that He has bestowed upon our congregation, Daughters of the Sacred Heart. As we celebrate these 120 years of our existence as a congregation, I want to appreciate the Maltese missionaries who introduced the congregation, or who actually brought the congregation to Kenya. It is surely through them that we, the local people from Kenya, or the girls from Kenya, have joined this way of life that has changed everything that we live for in life. So we are very, very, very grateful to the Maltese missionaries who helped us. We are also very grateful to our sisters from India. Most of them came here and they were our formators. They formed us and they showed us the way in such a manner that even when they left a very, very strong foundation that we are in a position now to take care of our formation. We are in a position to move on with life because of that strong foundation that was put by the Maltese sisters and also our Indian sisters. The congregations came to Kenya in 1980 and it has grown to many parts of this country, Kenya, and also Tanzania and Uganda. The sisters have grown in number and also in spirit. Our charism is charity in simplicity and humility. And it is through this that the sisters move out in service, serving people in the society, some as teachers, health workers. Others are also working in the social ministry and many other activities within this country.
Sister Lucy Mbudia, a member of the Daughters of the Sacred Heart since January 1989 and among the 6 pioneer sisters of this congregation here in Kenya, narrates her first experience in this Institute of Religious Women.
When we joined, we were 6 of us, but 4 left, and we remained 2 of us, Sister Lucia Mutuko and myself, Sister Lucy Mbuthia. And so far we have journeyed together as companions to the fact that God has brought us. And when we joined, we had 4 Maltese sisters living with us. 2 are quite elderly, and 1 Indian sister. And you know, our cultures being very different, we had our own fears of how are we going to live with them. But deep within us, or deep within myself, we were feeling that there is a force that is telling us that we can still go on, we can sojourn on. And we always gave each other courage that there are people like us, and with the time we'll be able to understand each other and live together.
The 6 of us who joined initially, we found Maltese sisters and few Indian sisters, around 5 of them in number. And when I look from that time up to today, I see a major growth, especially in growth in number. We had only 3 communities, and now we have many communities. And we thank God and we appreciate the efforts of our pioneer sisters.
Over the years, their commitment to service of God and humanity fueled the establishment of a new community in Tanzania in 2004, and in 2015, another community was born, this time in Uganda.
We are not only working in East Africa, we have grown to an extent that we are now serving in mission land, where we have sisters working in Wales. We have sisters, a good number of Kenyans and Tanzanians and Ugandans, the East African community, working in Malta, Philippines, Uganda, and Tanzania. We are soon arriving Zambia.
Here in Kenya, the sisters carry out a variety of apostolates in schools, teaching catechism in various parishes, rendering services to the local churches, and running daycare centers and orphanages.
We have grown from 4 communities to 15 communities. We are mainly found in Lang'ata in Nairobi, where we have the provincialate. We have a community where most of the members are students. Also in Lang'ata community, we have the novitiate. We have community in Ruiru, which has been one of the earlier communities, which since 1986, the community was opened. And in that community, we have a school, Teresa Nuzo School, since our foundress emphasized a lot in education.
Teresa Nuzo Children's Home in Nairobi is one among a series of the works of charity in selected countries within East African province, where the Daughters of the Sacred Heart have established presence.
I'm Sister Pauline Munina, the principal of Teresa Nuzo Girls Secondary School. I want to welcome all of you to our school. It's part of our apostolates, where we do educate the heart and form the minds of the young people as we prepare them for the future.
The sisters have established numerous schools, from primary, secondary and tertiary level vocational training colleges, providing quality education to thousands of children thirsting for this basic need.
Our main apostolate has been education and medical, so we have clinics and schools. We have a secondary school also in Ruiru community. The same community we carry out pastoral ministry. We have feeding programs for the elderly and the street children. And we have technical school, which we are very happy to have one of the pioneer sisters, a Maltese sister, Sister Sandra, running it with a lot of love and passion.
Maria Teresa Nuzo for me is really my mother, is everything what I need. I see her, she was very spiritual, she was very in contact with God.
Hapa niko Ruiru kwa community yetu, na jinsi sasa nimekaa miaka 3 tayari,
na run hii project ile nimeanza Limuru. Nina watu wanafanya kazi pia, nashukuru. Pia hapa tuna shule, hiyo shule ya primary school, na tuna watoto wazuri sana, na pia hata wazazi wao ni wazuri, na tunaishi pamoja, tuna watu wa kazi. Pia hapa hiyo tuna project nyingine ili tusaidia watu wazee na watoto. Watoto wanakuja kila siku kwa lunch ili wapate chakula yao. Hata wakati wa holidays ya shule wanakuja kwa wengi. Lakini tunashukuru ili watu wa hapa wenyewe wanatusaidia ili tunaweza kupata, wengine wanatuletea mboga, wengine wanatuletea unga, wengine wanatuletea kila aina ya kila kitu. Wengine wanatupatia pia nguo inatumika ili tunaweza kuwasaidia wale watoto hawana nguo, wazazi hawana nguo.
Sister Casa's extensive apostolic work throughout Kenya has earned her multiple local names, an attestation to her profound impact and dedication in various communities.
Nimesikia kitu kama kwangu, ili Mungu anataka ili mimi kweli hawa watu wananipatia hiyo jina, maana yake mimi sasa ni mwenye Kenya kama wao. Sababu kama utaangalia kidogo, wazazi kama watapata mtoto, kitu cha kwanza wanafikiria juu ya jina, na ili itakuwa member ya familia. Kwa hivyo hata mimi ninaona hiyo jina Njeri, hata wenzangu masista wananiita Njeri, na mimi hiyo Njeri ina maana kubwa kwa mimi, ili mimi ni mwenye Kenya.
Sister Sandra Casa, one of the most seasoned members within this congregation, nurtures an enduring connection with the congregation's revered foundress, servant of God Maria Teresa Nuzo. This enduring bond, deeply anchored in the Catholic faith and a steadfast belief in the power of intercessory prayers, continues to flourish even a century after the passing on of servant of God.
My sisters, I want to tell them that it is very important that these two books that we have about our foundress and our religious life, how we need to follow through our foundress. Read them and meditate about them. Because myself, I really read these two books like you are reading the Bible, because our foundress, she passed from many things in her life, in her spiritual life and material life, but she succeeded. And I feel her very close to me, that I pray what I pray and what I ask to her, she still help me in my life.
In addition to education, the Daughters of the Sacred Heart are actively involved in healthcare, running hospitals, clinics and outreach programs, offering medical care to the sick and the vulnerable within and beyond Kenyan borders.
We have communities in Machakos where our sisters work in the diocese and offices and in the bookshops. We have also a clinic in Zaikoni community and work in the parish of Zaikoni. And then we move to the coastal region where we have two communities, that is Timbwani community and the Likoni community, where a lot of activities are going on, especially on medical health care of the people. And then we also have hospitality in Timbwani. Baharini we have also secondary school. Peketoni having been one of the first pioneer places when we started, we have established ourselves there and we have schools. We have communities in Eldoret where we also carry out pastoral, in Kakamega where we have also pastoral, and we have moved outside the country. We have 3 communities actually in Tanzania, one in Dar es Salaam where we have also a primary school which is doing very well. In Arusha, we also have 2 communities, one taking care of the pastoral in the parish, and another one running a school. And as we have been growing, we have also moved to Uganda, where we are working in Muko Parish, also running a school which is of the diocese, and we are looking forward to move to Mbararan Diocese.
The sisters also provide vocational training to empower young men and women with valuable skills, fostering self-reliance.
Hapa sasa tunaingia kuona hiyo project ile ya kushona na karibuni sana. Kando ya hapa tunashona tracksuits. Hizi machines ni ya tracksuits. Kisha kama utaangalia sweaters, tunaweka watu wanakaa siku nzima kusimama kushona sweaters, na hiyo sweaters wanashona peke yake, kisha iko mahali ingine.
The sisters remain true to the adage that charity begins at home. Girls who join this Catholic congregation of women receive holistic formation in readiness for mission work.
In formation, we are also helped to become future missionaries. Like when we stay in formation, we are exposed to different apostolates, which help us to practice and to gain more sense of responsibility towards aspiring to become future missionaries in this particular congregation. We have various activities that we always get ourselves engaged in, and I will group them into 3 categories. We have spiritual activities, we have community activities, and also apostolic activities. We get ourselves engaged in these activities so that we may be able to gain that sense of responsibility. These activities involve teaching catechism, visiting the old and the sick, working with various small Christian communities, engaging ourselves in PPIs, and also working in our children's home and many other activities.
In the dioceses and parishes where we work, we've also had lay people who are attracted by the charism of charity and simplicity, and we have formed a group we call the Lay Associates. These are the people who share the same charism and also the spirituality of the congregation of our congregation. And they help us a lot in terms of also spreading that spirit and charism, and through them we are able to get young girls to join the congregation. So they are a very, very important group, a very instrumental group in spreading the spirituality and the charism of the Daughters of the Sacred Heart.
Looking far, I thank God, because comparing, we began the 2, we professed 2, but now we have 112 Kenyan sisters, which is really, really growth in Eastern Province, both Kenyans, Ugandans, and Tanzanians. We have 79 perpetually professed sisters, and we thank God for the growth. We have 33 temporary professed sisters, 12 novices. First years are in Kenya, and the second years currently are in Malta, where we have international novitiate. We have 11 postulants and 11 aspirants, and we've just finished a Come and See program, and 11 young girls will be joining us in January. And we appreciate the effort of our vocation promoter and all the formators and everybody involved in really forming and encouraging our members.
I'm grateful that we have grown to be many people, many sisters in the Eastern Province. And I would encourage them to be women of prayer and women of faith, and to strive to make the heart of Jesus known, loved, and adored by all. And I would also appreciate them for who they are, and I tell them to wake up so that they awake the world. I would also ask them that they may work hard to reach out to the marginalized and the poor people of the society and focus more also in helping families, because we get vocations from the families and the families are everything. And I feel it's an area that we need to focus more, which has kind of been neglected, because from the family we get all the other vocations everywhere. And so we focus also more on building the families, visiting the families, guiding the families to be more integrated and to help the children that they are bringing up.
Currently, the impact of the Daughters of the Sacred Heart in Kenya is immeasurable.
In the ministries that we undertake in the parishes and in the dioceses where we are found, I can say that we've made a social impact in terms of the many people we have impacted their lives, the youth, the men, women in the church, children, and we have made, through of course the grace of the Holy Spirit, we've made an impact, and we continue to pray that God will shower His blessings upon our congregation, that this social impact within the society, the faith formation of the people may continue to grow so that the church may be more strong. And during this time, when we are talking about synod and the synodality, we embrace aspect of journeying together. The lay people, the sisters, the church, the entire church, in the ministry of evangelization. This is very key because it expresses the reason why we exist.
To ascertain this, we spoke to locals whose lives have been touched differently by the charity works of the sisters.
Tumekaa na wao na tunajuana na tunasaidiana kwa ile mambo tunapata sana sana ya kifamilia, tukiwa na mashida tunasaidiana. Na sasa hii project kuna watu wanakuja, tunashona na wao, wanaenda na wengine wanabaki kama sisi hivi vile tuko.
My name is Susan Mbugwa. This is the class for beauty and hair. We have 10 students at the moment. Although right now we have 10, but 3 are not in. This group is doing beauty. I was training them how to fix the nails and gel. We have one disabled student. This is the group 3. They are training how to fix braids. Here they are training how to do nails extensions. In nail extension, I was doing first in my fingers, and then they do what I've been doing. I do myself and then they do themselves.
The sisters remain resolute in their mission to expand the reach of their charism. Sister Lucia Mutuku shared the congregation's future aspirations, firmly rooted in a commitment to continued growth and dedicated service centered around their profound mission work.
This is really growth for us. We have also lands which we have acquired where we are doing farming. Like we have Githunguri, where we have coffee, we have tea plantation. Then we have Molo, where we are also carrying out farming. We have lands in Peketoni, which are also helping us. We farm and then it's able to support us. And as we look forward to also have a new community in Barara, we are also looking forward to venture in Zambia very soon.
As the number of young women aspiring to embrace vocational life as members of this congregation continue to increase, this community of devoted religious women finds itself confronting a series of unique challenges that test their commitment and resilience, but also serve as opportunities for growth and transformation.
As a congregation, there are still challenges in terms of finances. You'll realize that now we are growing, we are 112 sisters, we are aging, and we have not prepared so much how we are going to take care of the old sisters. And aging is something that it doesn't reverse, it's a reality. And you will see that some of the structures that we have are not designed in a way that it accommodates maybe the aged or those who are challenged in one way or another. Finances continue to become a challenge. We need to educate sisters, and we have very little resources. But we are grateful that through Hilton Foundation, especially the ESSEC program, some of our sisters have had scholarships to be able to advance in their education.
With a legacy of over a century of dedicated mission work, reaching out to countless individuals, the year 2023 holds exceptional significance for the Daughters of the Sacred Heart.
We are celebrating 100 years of our Mother Foundress' entry into heaven. In other words, since her death, it is now 100 years, which we celebrated on 17th of April. We are celebrating 120 years since the foundation of the congregation. And we can see a lot of blessings that God has showered upon us as individuals and also the church through the presence of the Daughters of the Sacred Heart.
No one can leave us an island, journeying through life alone. Since we must not by a mother.
Recruitment of vocations, it's not as it used to be, that we could get so many girls joining the congregation. I think this aspect of modernization, the media and many other things, which are good, media is good, but I think in one way or another, it has contributed to vocations reducing. So that is a challenge that we need to look into very closely so that we can look at what else can we do, or what other different strategies we could engage now to be able to recruit young girls to religious life. Maybe we need to explore things like media. How can we reach out to the girls outside? And I would really appeal to those girls who are present in this gathering. If you are touched by the spirituality of the Daughters of the Sacred Heart, which is really based on love for Christ and His people, we welcome you to join the congregation and be one of us.
The charism of the Daughters of the Sacred Heart finds its deepest roots in the profound love. This love symbolizes their unwavering dedication to compassion and mercy, principles that radiate through every facet of their daily lives and apostolic work.
I'm happy being a daughter of the Sacred Heart, and even if I was to go and be born again, I would still rejoin Daughters of the Sacred Heart. And I love the spirituality of the Daughters of the Sacred Heart. Religious life is sweet, and it's good to live for Christ. And in it, you find a lot of fulfillment. And in it, you deepen your life and you come to know Christ. And you feel so much loved by this heart of Jesus.
Yes, for sure, yes. If I were to be born again, I would still enjoy to be a daughter of the Sacred Heart. Because for me, the experience I have experienced from that warm heart, it is something which it's only, sometimes I say, known to me, which I really feel is an experience which I would encourage everybody really to be close to that heart. Because life has its own challenges, but when we are united with Him, who is our shepherd, who is everything for us, for me, I have found Him very close. And I would still join a congregation connected to the Sacred Heart. And there is no other congregation apart from the Daughters of the Sacred Heart.
In the rich tapestry of faith, the Daughters of the Sacred Heart have shared a deep and enduring connection with the Order of Friars Minor Capuchins ever since their establishment in Kenya.
It was through the Capuchins that our sisters from Malta came to Kenya.
They are the ones who invited Mother Pauline to come to visit, and that's why we have always worked with them.
These two Catholic congregations, bound by a shared commitment to simplicity in their charism, continue to join hands and collaborate in various regions across the country. Together, they epitomize the power of faith in action.
When we joined, they were our neighbors. They celebrated Mass for us. In Mpeketoni, we worked with them. In Hola, we worked with them. Ruiru, we work with them. And therefore, we always say they are our brothers.
I want to really commend the Capuchins for their life of simplicity. That is something that I saw very striking as I worked with them in the parish.
What I would like to say to those behind us is, first of all, to be strong in prayer, to have really passion for the ministry, passion for the charism which really our mother foundress really began it for us, and our spirituality. And not to forget to make the heart of Jesus known, loved, and adored. And as we have also begun, the lay associates would also encourage ourselves that we'll be able to spread this spirituality and our charism to the laity, so that where we cannot reach, even the laity can also be able to reach.
I want to thank all our friends and benefactors from this country. I may not be able to mention many names. I remember Mama Maureen, who always came very handy to help us in kind and in many ways. I remember her as I joined the congregation, being a very frequent visitor in our community, because she really cared for our vocation. So we are really very grateful to Mama Maureen and your family. We are very grateful to Mrs. Fernandez and her family for the help. And the many of our partners who have come in to assist us in one way or another. We appreciate your efforts.
At the heart of Kenya, the Daughters of the Sacred Heart stand out as beacons of hope and love, living out their mission with grace and compassion.
Nitaimba siku zote, we Yesu moyo mkuu, kuliko vitu vyote nitapenda moyo. Nitaimba siku zote, we Yesu moyo mkuu, kuliko vitu